Hello, I am Dr. Ragini from Ansal Technical Campus. Today I will be taking a topic called job analysis as part of the total coursework of talent management. Talking about this topic, job analysis, all of you would have heard about this topic. So, before I start this topic, I would like to talk about, I would like to tell you about the learning objectives which we are going to get after the completion of this topic. During this topic, we will be knowing the concept of job and job analysis. We will create an understanding of importance and purpose of job analysis. We will also identify the process and techniques of job analysis, and at the same time we will also focus on understanding job description and job specification as major components of job analysis. Moving on to the first topic, that is job and job analysis. When I speak this word job analysis, what comes to your mind? Obviously, that is analyzing a particular job. So, the next question that comes to mind is what is a job, right? For example, I say a professor, a teacher. A teacher is a job which would entail, which would include a lot of responsibilities, a lot of tasks, a lot of duties and responsibilities, like teaching the students, grading their performance on class to class basis, evaluating them in the exams, setting examination papers, making the records, telling the students from time to time where they are lacking, etc. Now, certain jobs, certain things I may find to be trivial, and some things could be like very strategic decision making kind of things. So, ranging from the trivial to the most important ones. I have to, as a teacher, have to perform every job, right. So, when I say a job may be defined as a collection or aggregation of tasks, duties and responsibilities which as a whole are regarded as a regular assignment to an individual employee, which has to be performed by that individual in order to justify his job. Then we talk of the second topic or second part of this, that is job analysis. How do we analyze the job? We analyze the job taking into all the tasks, duties and responsibilities which are part and parcel of the job, and trying to understand how important or trivial they are to the person concerned, to the against the qualifications that are required to perform that job. That means, it is a systematic analysis of each job for the purpose of collecting information as to what the job holder does, under what circumstances it is performed, and what qualifications are required for doing that job. Got it? That means, you have to do this analysis in a structured, systematic, step by step way in order to collect certain amount of information, like what all are the tasks, responsibilities and duties of that job, what is the gravity of what are the gravities of those tasks, responsibilities or duties. That means, how complex to easy those tasks, responsibilities or duties are. Then the circumstances, that is ease of work, whether these duties have to be performed sitting at one place in a comfortable environment, or you have to perform these tasks in an open environment, maybe that we can say like a field job or something, right, or that you have to perform the task using a lot of your mind or using a lot of your hands and legs. So, what circumstances it is performed under, and then the qualifications for performing a particular job. You require a BTech degree, you require an MBA degree, you require a simple graduate degree, or maybe you just need to be class 5, class 8 or class 10th past candidate, right. So, this is also part of a particular job. So, job analysis, a systematic analysis of the job will give the analyst all these informations pertaining to that particular job. Moving further, because the job analysis gives information, a detailed information about a particular job. So, from there we can understand the importance of job analysis in an organization. Against any job, whatever information that we are gathering, what does that information do to the organization? That particular information will help the organization in all these manners, like human resource planning, recruitment and selection, training and development, deciding upon the compensation package, performance evaluation in order to decide the future course of action and the legal compliance. Now, when I talk about these pointers, this could come into your mind that probably I am just narrating a human resource management syllabus. No, it is not like this. Based on the job analysis, friends, the analyst, the strategic people in the organization, the HR heads would come across or would be able to understand the demand and supply ratio for people in the organization. That is, how much are required to perform the job in the organization and how much to be provided to, as a manpower in the form of manpower to perform that particular task. So, human resource planning, which of course will be dealing in detail in the later lectures. So, I will not go into detail of this topic, but human resource planning actually talks about the planning about, or the you can say the finding out or all the details regarding demand and supply of people in the organization in different departments to undertake different tasks or duties. Based on this planning, then we can move ahead, the HR heads can move ahead for recruitment and selection. The job analysis also helps in deciding upon the training and development needs for each and every employee in the organization. Based on their job analysis only, the HR people, the HR department will decide what kind of training to be given to a particular person and how much in how much quantity that training to be given, and that is the magnitude of training, and at the same time the frequency of the training. Compensation package, a very important part of any job, which actually attracts people to apply for a particular job. The compensation package is also decided based on the job analysis. As I said in my earlier PPT slide, that is, the job could be from easy to complex, the task performed could be from easy to complex, right, from the mental job to the physical job. So, based on what type of job a person has to perform, it is an easy job, not much of mental pressure required, not much of physical run around required, obviously the compensation package could be lower. And then performance evaluation, because this job analysis acts as a standard for any employee for measuring his performance in the organization, and based on that job analysis, then that individual employee's performance is measured, evaluated in order to decide whether he should be demoted, promoted, transferred, or in worst case scenario sacked. The last one, the legal compliance, right class? Legal compliance, what does legal compliance means? At times there could be a dispute between employee and employer, maybe at a later stage, where the employee demands some compensation, or maybe the employee demands some kind of relief, or some certain things which are which the employer denies to give. Now, the job, if the job has been analyzed well, then that dispute can be settled easily if at all they arise. So, but before that, if the job analysis has been made, if that has been conveyed to the employee as well, then there will not be any chance of such kind of dispute to arise. It is nothing but the pictorial presentation of what we just now talked about. The purpose of job analysis: recruitment selection, performance analysis, compensation management, job design, training and development. In nutshell, we can say the main purpose of conducting this whole process of job analysis to create a fit between the job and the employee, right. That means the right candidate to be hired for the right job, so that there is a win-win situation both for the organization as well as for the employee. Now, from here we move on to the another thing, that is the process of job analysis. As we can see from this process, the center stage for any job analysis is taken by job data. What is job data? Job data is nothing but the task performed under that particular job, the performance standard as I just now talked about, responsibilities, duties, knowledge required, skills required, experience needed to perform a particular job, then job context, that is in what situation the job has to be performed, and if at all any equipment to be used to perform a particular job, maybe that computer or internet services, or maybe telephone, or maybe any such device to be used, maybe tabs or any such device, or maybe camera, or whatever devices to be used to perform your particular job. Say for example, if we talk about the job of a truck driver, so truck driver can perform a job nicely only when he has his truck in his hand. So, that truck acts as an equipment. So, all these things together make your job data. Now, the question comes, from where this job data can be obtained? The sources of job data can be job analyst, employee and supervisor. Who is a job analyst? He could be your supervisor, he can also be the head of the department, he can also be the top management of the organization, or he can also be any third party consultant hired by the company to perform the task of job analysis, right. Employee himself is the biggest source of job data. Why? Because what happens many of the times, at the time of joining, an employee is given certain set of duties or tasks to perform. Now, during the course of his performance of that task, at times this happens that he comes across some tricky situations and he has to deal with that tricky situation in a very subtle manner, in a very smart manner. Later on, this also can become part of the job analysis, because then the management would also come to know that during the performance of a certain type of a job, this kind of situation may also arise. For example, I give you a small situation which I read somewhere, that a batch of 30 candidates were inducted in a company, and they were on their first day of training, they were made to meet their training manager, and an introduction session was going on. while introducing one of the female candidates, got up, said good morning to the trainer and told her name, and then she said, I am newly married. Fine. The trainer said, great, welcome on board and congratulations for being married. I hope you are not planning for extending your family in near future. If so, please tell me, because accordingly I will have to make arrangement, I will have to see what job has to be performed by you. She said, no ma'am, not in the near future, but yes, maybe after a year I am planning to adopt a child with my wife. Now, people were shocked, and so was the training manager. Yes, this is a latest kind of a situation which is coming up in our societies. Guys, I tell you, this female was or is a lesbian, right? Now, as an employee, the training manager came across this situation which she had to deal with, and she dealt it very smartly, very nicely, including that lady, because people now the other people, you can say the trainees started shying away suddenly from her, finding her to be slightly out of their society and not following the already established social norms, but that training manager welcomed her on board and just gave her all her blessings and everything. Now, this was a tricky situation which came across in front of that training manager, but later on when the job analysis was done, so this particular situation was given due cognizance. So, and later on, while describing that a job of training manager, this dealing with this kind of situation became a part and parcel. So, how and from where this kind of thing came? This came directly from the employee herself. So, employees are a very big pool of a source of data to perform the task of job analysis, and then of course, the supervisors who are supervising, who are assessing, evaluating the performance of people under them. Various methods of data collections are there, like interviews, observation, questionnaire, diaries and many other methods which could be of lesser importance. All these job data further is led to describing the job under three major categories, compartments, that is tasks to be performed, duties and responsibilities. At the same time, this job data also helps the analyst, the management to identify certain other things which they feel should be there in the person concerned who takes up that job. That is the skills required, the physical demands, knowledge required, abilities needed. Say for example, I say the job of an ASM, area sales manager. Physical demands are that he needs to be on tour inspecting and evaluating each and every person under his team on a concurrent basis. So, that means that physically he has to be with his team, not only he does not have to sit in the office and from there just manage them on phone. No, he has to be. So, that demand is there. The knowledge requirement, he should have the knowledge of market as well as he should know how to manage his team. Skills required, obviously here we can say for example, a person who has maybe a simple graduate with couple of years of experience in marketing would be the best person to handle these kind of jobs, or maybe an MBA marketing would also be a very good choice over here. So, all these are nothing but the skills. Then communication is another skill, right? Team management is another skill. These skills, abilities, these all make job specifications which augment the a particular job and which makes that job more understanding, more feasible to perform, and for an HR person this is very, very important. Both job description and specifications together lead to defining these human resource functions as mentioned here. So, as we can see from here, the job analysis process is a easy to complex process. Everything is centered around on one thing, that is job data, which is very important. So, the quality of job data will actually define, which actually make others understand what kind of job description to be made and what specifications to incorporate in that job description in order to hire the right person for the right job. Moving further, as I said, different methods of data collection: observation, interview, questionnaire, checklist, critical incidents, log records, technical conferences. These are certain methods of job collection, right. Of course, the top three, the observation, interview and questionnaire are most popular ones, which are usually used in the organizations to perform the task of job analysis, and the lesser popular, lesser known functions, but equally important are the checklist. Checklist is what? That is the employee himself, while performing the task, makes a to-do list in the morning. So, every time just by browsing that to-do list, you can understand, you can analyze his job and describe his job in a nicer manner. Then critical incident, just like as I just now talked about that lesbian lady giving her introduction and the training manager handling that situation. Now, this was a critical incident, this was an untoward incident which nobody had thought of, but how she handled will decide how to handle that situation. Maybe her way of handling that situation in that spur of moment would be little not so good, I must say, but based on her experience, people can devise a method if any such thing, if any such critical incident, if any such incident, untoward incident comes across, how to handle that. Then diaries or log records, right. Many employees, many people have the habit of writing diaries at the end of the day. So, those diaries are again a very important source of collecting the data. Technical conference, like we have there these days, MS Teams is there, then Zoom is there, then there are several other methods of this technology, the advancement of so much advancement of technology, so many better methods have come across to describe a particular to ask any employee how his day has been. The employer, the HR head can ask the person, just describe your one day of employment, and based on his description of that one day employment, they can understand the various can say they can collect various amount of data regarding his particular job. One more very important thing, one more very nice thing that has come up because of this technological intervention today, that we are not confined to only our surroundings. We can collect data from all over the globe and enhance the job data, enhance the and do the analysis in a much finer way, right. So, all these are different methods of job collection of job data, which can lead to analysis, which can help in analyzing the job. Moving further, as you can see from here, we have been talking about two major functions of job analysis, that is job description and job specification. So, these job description and job specification, these two are very important components of any job analysis, Based on this job analysis only, based on analyzing various tasks and duties of a job, we come across or we are able to define or describe the job very clearly under certain heads like what are the tasks to be performed, major duties to be performed, subsidiary duties to be performed, where are the responsibilities, where are our accountabilities, and then a specification, that is the skill sets required to perform that job in a better manner. What is a job description? As you can see, when I am describing a job, this would talk about the title of the job, say HR executive, marketing executive, officer in charge, whatever. Then his functions, the major functions to be performed, duties and responsibilities, nature of supervision, place of job. Now, place of job in today's parlance is very important, that is whether it is a virtual that is work from home option, a virtual office job or a physical office job. Then tools, implements, machine, etc., environment at the workplace and the future prospects, that is the career progression. While doing the job, in how much time does he get a promotion, in how much time does he get a salary increment, what would be the final result if he starts today say as an HR intern, where the person can go in next 5 years or 10 years time period, that is the future prospect. So, we can say in the words of Flippo, job description is an organized factual statement of the duties and responsibilities of a specific job. It should tell what is to be done, how it has to be done and why a particular job should be performed. We will talk about it in a detailed manner in another lecture. So, a superficial view of job specifications, it's a written statement of qualifications, traits, physical and mental characteristics that an individual must possess to perform the duties and discharge responsibilities effectively. Again, as defined by Flippo, job specification is a statement of minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a job properly. Right? Say when I say MBA marketing with 1 year experience, this is the minimum required. If suppose I get a candidate who is MBA marketing with 2 years or 3 years of experience, obviously that person would be preferred over other people. That is why when you see these job descriptions in newspapers or in some other such portals, they say merely possessing the minimum qualification is not the guarantee to procure the job. Is because it is majorly based on the job specifications, the skills, the qualifications, the traits that an individual has in order to take that particular job. And finally, last but not the least, these two put together, the job description and job analysis specification put together leads to scientific recruitment and selection process to undertake. With this, I end my session here. Thank you very much.